Good morning, everybody. This is John from Legacy Woodworking Machinery, and I am so excited today to show you something that I have used for a while and never really thought of as something important, but found out it's actually one of the best kept secrets in the Vectric software. Now, we've all probably had a V-bit that looks similar to this guy right here. Well used, well loved. The tip isn't quite sharp anymore, so it just doesn't do a great job in V-carving and everything else. But I don't want to throw it away because it did cost me some cash. So we're going to show you how to use this one to do all of your outside chamfering and not have the ridge on the bottom of your chamfer. Let's get into it. So here we are in Aspire. We're going to go ahead and create a new file today. We're going to set up two examples. One where we do it the way everybody always does it, and second, one that does it the new way. Okay, so first we're going to grab just a quick circle and we'll draw it right here. Well, let's go like a 4-inch diameter. It's going to be plenty. All right. And we're just going to move it over here to the left. Now I'm going to use my mirror tool to just flip it horizontally. So I have two of them. One's going to be the right way. One's going to be the way that everybody's already doing it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, if we're going to cut out this circle and we want a beveled edge around the outside, we're just going to simply select the circle, and we'll do both of these. Now it's a 3/4 inch deep board, so I'm going to go ahead and set my depth to 3/4 of an inch. Now a lot of times I'll set it to like 3/4 of an inch plus an extra 5/1000 just to make sure I can get through the material in case my board isn't exactly 3/4. Okay. I am going to use a down spiral end mill. Great tool for the job. And we're just going to go outside the line. We'll click on calculate. Going to give me a quick warning. Not going to worry about it. Now the reason we're doing this one first isn't because that's the way we're going to do it when we go out to the machine. Cutouts are obviously always last, but just so we can get rid of this material here, we can look at our board here on the side in our 3D view. We're going to get rid of that real quick. Now, the number 2 one. If we're going to chamfer a cutter, and we're going to go with pretend like we're using a 90-degree V-bit, we're going to go to our profile toolpath. I'm going to set this to a 1/4 inch chamfer. Okay. This time I'm going to go on my line and hit select here, and we're going to come down to our 90-degree V-bits, and let's go find a good one right here. 90-degree V. We're going to go with a 3/4 inch diameter, 2 flutes. Go ahead and get all this. Looks pretty good here. I'm going to drop my RPM a little bit, and I'm going to speed up my feed rate and also my plunge rate. Make this tool number 2. Okay. And usually I just go on the line and I'm going to hit calculate right here. And let's go ahead and just preview that toolpath. I'm going to give myself a nice chamfer. Now that's what we all hope to have happen. But when our tip isn't perfect and isn't right down to that point, it just doesn't turn out that way. So what we're going to do now is going to use a really underutilized tool in Aspire. We're going to grab this same circle, opposite end, and we're going to set up our same depth, cut depth here, okay, on the line right here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to say, I want to go and make it so I don't use the tip of my cutter. So with all of these things set the way they are, we're going to come back to our design side, and I'm going to use an offset. So this button right over here. And in this one's case, I'm going to offset outwards 1/8 of an inch. And we're going to click offset. So here's my new circle, 1/8 of an inch offset outward from my original. I'm going to grab it. Now on a 90-degree tool, if I go 1/8 of an inch out, I need to go 1/8 of an inch down. So I'm going to take whatever my cut depth is, and I'm just going to type plus 0.125 and then hit the equal button, and now I'm at 375. Now let's see what happens here. When we hit calculate on this toolpath, and let's watch it happen, I get the exact same chamfer as I did my first one. Notice the depth's the exact same, but this time I'm not using the tip of my V-bit. So it doesn't matter if my V-bit tip isn't perfect. What it does do is it makes sure that I have a perfect clean edge right there. Now let's show you what it looks like when you do it in the right order. We're going to move the profile toolpath down here to the bottom. So we're doing a chamfers and then that. Okay, we're going to reset our preview, and we're going to take a look at both of our chamfers first. There's one, there's the other one. Notice this one is deeper, right? Because we went down an extra 1/8 of an inch, because we went out an extra 1/8 of an inch. And now we're going to take this one, we're going to slow it down a little bit. I'm just going to hit play here. We're going to see how this takes the cuts in 3 passes here. Then we're going to pause it halfway through this one. Now you see how this first pass doesn't actually cut anything. It's really, really close, but just not quite there. That's okay. Let's go on. Now our second pass, notice how my tool is cutting to the inside of the chamfer, right? And it's giving me that same trim. So let's go ahead and zoom out and we'll finish out the cut. There we are there. All right, we're ready to go. Thing's perfect. Now let's give you a quick explanation of what it looks like here. So if we have our V-bit, let's just draw a quick 90-degree V cutter. So there we are there. And we're going to go to the left. So here's our V-bit. All right. When we're on the line, our tip is running right there. Okay. When we're running with this offset, our tip is running here. So we're cutting with this edge of the tool and then going up that 1/4 inch. The cool thing about that is the tip of your cutter, when you're using a V-bit or any other bit that comes down to any type of point, being a round over that comes down to a point, or a V-bit that does, or even a ball end that comes down to a point, this little section right here actually doesn't have any surface speed at all. So it's actually dragging through the material. It's giving you a little bit of a rougher cut. When we decide to go and do our offset to the outside and then use that same offset to go deeper, what it does is it takes the cutting edge from here, goes offsetting up and out. So let's just show you the blade that we're cutting with. We're going to go up here, okay, and right here. So we actually start our cut right here, and we're going to actually finish our cut. This time we're going to go up a 1/4 of an inch because that's the total depth that we told it to cut. And cut here. So we're actually cutting with this section of cutter right here instead of this section of cutter right here. Now that gives you a lot better cut. I love this little tip that I got from Andy, the owner of Legacy Woodworking Machinery. He uses it all the time out in the machine shop. And when he saw the way I was doing my chamfered edges, he said, hey, if you tweak it just a little bit, you're going to get a lot better finish. So I did, and holy cow. All right, take a look at the difference here. This one down below, we used the chamfer, but we did it right on the line. This one up above, we used our little trick of offsetting outwards and dropping our tool cut depth the same amount. Notice how we have a nice clean edge up here, and we have an edge we got to sand down here. Now, if you're like me and you want to avoid all the sanding that you can, this method's going to save you tons of time. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Be nice to each other, and we'll see you guys in the next one.